Evidence will show that this brother is a homosexual and trying to represent Moorish.
True, in the Old Testament, it doesn't actually have a law against homosexuality. Actually, in the Old Testament, it doesn't actually have a law against homosexuality. Actually, in the Old Testament, it doesn't actually have a law against homosexuality. Actually.
I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those who speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali.
Evidence will show that this brother is a homosexual and trying to represent Moorish. He's not allowed in any temple. He's been exiled from temples for this rhetoric. So what the brother did was this. He's trying to push an agenda to have homosexuality accepted. This is his agenda. Now listen, he's standing behind a Moorish and American flag as if he's a Moorish American. He calls himself the Orthodox Moor. That's what he called himself. And he got Swain L on his name. But listen to what he says. Matrimony versus homatrimony. First of all, family, he made up the word homatrimony. He will tell you. But listen, what do LGBT actually want? To me, it makes a lot of more sense to create a new legal term. First of all, let me talk to the people. Let me talk to the people. First of all, why is this guy so concerned about an acceptable term for homosexuals? The Moorish side symbol of America got enough work to do. Why is he so obsessed with terms for homosexuals? But we're going to view this anyway. We're going to view this anyway because I want y'all to watch out for people like this. That's right. I want y'all to watch out for people like this. Let's view it. Let's look at the ridiculousness of this madness. So this is what he says. He said, to me, it makes a lot more sense to create a legal definition for LGBT. Why? What is that? What is it? Why is it of great importance to you? Couples form legal unions under than it does try to change legal definition of marriage. Marriage, matrimony, does mean a union between man and woman. Same-sex unions should be homatrimony. Why? Has nothing to do with you if you're a Moorish American. That is not your lifestyle, supposedly, or is it? He said, I support homatrimony. Why? Has nothing to do with you if you're a Moorish American. Being legally defined for same-sex unions. I also support civil unions being universal through all out the states. Why? Unless you are homosexual. I also strongly support the right for matrimony to keep a legal definition of being union between man and woman. There is no need to recognize one group at the expense of the other. Equal protection under law means liberty and justice for all, not just some. Why? You have nothing to do with this. He said, when the U.S. Supreme Court codified gay marriage, they also, why is he so stuck on this gay marriage stuff? They also codified many unintended consequences that also affect other members of the LGBT community. Are you a member of the community and faking to be a Moorish American? You look a little bit funny now. This making me look at you different now. Anyway, in the current events of American politics and legal constructs, the transgender community is beginning to exercise, well, this brother is going crazy, beginning to exercise newly created civil rights that are beginning to stir up emotions on sides of the argument. Why is this so important to you? Unless it's your lifestyle. It goes on to say, this video is a part of the conversation examining the effects of the first attempt to civilize history, create a legal construct for the joining of two homosexuals. Now, you tell me this ain't crazy. Now, you tell me this. Then you tell me, man, this man's a homosexual. He got to be. He got to be. He's fighting for homosexuals to have a term called homatrimony. Many taboos are touched upon, but done with such dignity as possible, because that all sides involve diverse a solution that not impose on their freedom, liberties, and natural rights of human beings. And is one possible solution recognize the societal differences in traditional marriage and homosexual marriage, and properly defining both separately in law, matrimony versus homatrimony. This guy went so far to create a term. This guy went so far to create a term to be accepted in the legal world. Homosexual. Now check this out. Listen to the brother talk. Listen to this. This is not a Moorish American. Don't y'all listen to nothing he say. But let's listen to this right now, because I got a decipher for you. Check it out. Oh, what'd I do?
Do not commit murder.
Here we go.
Do not commit.
No, I want to do this one first. Let me do this one first.
/ matrimony does not mean a union between a man and a woman. Same-sex unions would be homatrimony. Homatrimony, right? I break it down, yeah? I support homatrimony. Again, this is what I campaign on. I support homatrimony being legally defined for same-sex unions. I also support civil unions being universal through all the states, Support homatrimony being legally defined for same-sex unions. I also support civil unions being universal through all the states, I also strongly support the right for matrimony to keep its legal definition of being a union between a man and woman. There is no need to recognize one group at the expense of the other. Equal protection under the law means liberty and justice for all, not just some.
Y'all see that?
This is me introducing the concept, June 3rd, 2015.
He says he's introducing the concept. Wow.
Some. This is me introducing the. That's him introducing a concept. Now listen to this. Watch how I flip the script and try to make gay acceptable biblically. Check this out. Check him out. That's him. Do not commit murder. Do not commit adultery or sexual immorality. Do not steal. And the last one is a positive one, to establish courts of justice. No, I'll read it this way so you can see both ways.
Look at him.
As to why
he's fighting the gay cause.
Bam. Do not deny God. Do not blaspheme God. Do not murder. Do not engage in incestuous, adulterous, or homosexual relationships.
Listen.
And that's the one I switched up for homosexual relationships. God. Do not murder. Do not engage in incestuous, adulterous, or homosexual relationships. And that's the one I switched up for homosexual relationships.
So what is he doing? He's explaining Jewish concepts. The Noah, the laws of Noah, the 7 laws of Noah. He's saying that the 11 laws of Noah has nothing to do with homosexuality. So I'm going to switch it up. This is what he said. Now listen closely. Listen closely to this. I want y'all to pay attention, family, so y'all know what to look for. This is not a Moorish American, and he doesn't represent the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. He doesn't know anything about the Prophet. Listen to what he says. Pay attention.
Engage in incestuous, adulterous, or homosexual relationships. And that's the one I switched up for homosexual relationships. And that's the one I switched up for homosexual relationships. And that's the one I switched up because it doesn't technically, in the Hebrew in the Old Testament, it doesn't actually have a law against homosexuality. Actually, in the Old Testament, it doesn't actually have a law against homosexuality. Actually, in the Old Testament, it doesn't actually have a law against homosexuality. Actually, it has a law against unprotected bodies. Actually have a law.
Family, listen to what he says. Listen to what he says. He says that in the Old Testament, there doesn't have a law against homosexuality. That's what he said. There you go. There you go. Tavon Swainell, the Orthodox Moor. There you go. There you go. Listen what he said. Listen what he said. Listen what he said. Listen closely.
There's a law against unprotected bisexual sex.
You see that?
It says, it basically says, don't go have sex with a woman after having sex with a man. Right?
Y'all hear that? That's what he said. Listen.
It says, it basically says, don't go have sex with a woman after having sex with a man. Right?
And this guy claiming to be Moorish? He claiming to be Moorish? He said the Old Testament don't speak of homosexuality. Come on, man. He on the internet teaching, saying that he represents the prophet teachings? You serious? Well, here's the prophet teachings. Marriage instructions for man and wife. Those other things don't concern us. The prophet Obadiah Ali said, we obey the government by obeying his laws. Now here's the prophet laws. Give ear, fair daughter of love, to the instructions of prudence. He's talking to a woman, the fair daughter of love. Holy divine duty of a husband. Take unto thyself a wife. This is our law. And obey the ordinance of a law. Take unto thyself a wife and become a faithful member of society. This is what I fight for. I'm trying to get my life right. I'm trying to take to myself a wife. But examine what can, fix not suddenly. On thy present choice depends on thy future happiness. If much of her time, if much of her time was destroyed, that's my fight. That these young brothers would find a wife. That these old Moors would find a wife. That my brother, like Kinsey Bay, find a wife. There go right there. Somebody asked me, what was the verse? It's Leviticus 20:13. But he never named no verse. We almost there, Jabari. We almost there.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you's a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet Obadiah Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people taught European how to bathe. And looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup.